Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder and former CEO of cryptocurrency exchange FTX, pleaded not guilty to 8 criminal counts in a Manhattan federal court on Tuesday. Bankman-Fried is accused of cheating investors in his now bankrupt FTX exchange and causing billions of dollars in losses through an epic fraud. The charges include conspiracy to commit wire fraud and securities fraud. Individual charges of securities fraud and wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to avoid campaign finance regulation. If convicted, Bankman-Fried could face up to 115 years in prison. Bankman-Fried has previously acknowledged making mistakes at FTX, but denies having criminal liability. The government has secured guilty pleas from 2 former top associates of Bankman-Fried, Caroline Ellison, the former CEO of his hedge fund Alameda Research, and Gary Wang, the former CTO of FTX. The trial is tentatively scheduled to begin on October 2 and is expected to last 4 weeks. Bankman-Fried has been released on a $250 million bond and is required to live with his parents in California under electronic monitoring. A new bail condition was imposed by the judge on Tuesday, prohibiting Bankman-Fried from accessing FTX or Alameda assets. Prosecutors have accused Bankman-Fried of transferring assets to an unnamed foreign country that he believed would be more lenient and are investigating reports that funds were transferred out of Alameda cryptocurrency wallets. Bankman-Fried's lawyer denies that his client executed these transactions or transferred money overseas. Bankman-Fried's fortune, estimated at $26 billion at the height of the crypto boom, was wiped out when FTX collapsed and declared bankruptcy in November. The Securities Commission of the Bahamas, where FTX was based, has appointed liquidators to wind down the exchange's international operations and has seized some of its assets. The Commission and FTX's U.S. lawyers have been fighting over jurisdiction and the validity of the U.S. Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceeding. Federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York have launched a task force to recover victim assets as part of an ongoing investigation into Bankman-Fried and the collapse of FTX. The prosecutors argue that Bankman-Fried used $8 billion worth of customer assets for extravagant real estate purchases and vanity projects, including stadium naming rights and millions in political donations. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission and the Securities and Exchange Commission have also filed complaints against Bankman-Fried. To summarize, although there is overwhelming evidence on why Bankman-Fried is guilty, he maintains his innocence and has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. His court date is set for October 2nd this year. Given the gravity of the allegations, many are surprised by Bankman-Fried's refusal to accept responsibility and take a plea bargain. It remains to be seen how successful he will be at defending himself in court when his trial begins in October. Only time will tell what kind of outcome this high-profile fraud case will have. The legal proceedings could potentially have far-reaching consequences on the world of finance and may even serve as a warning to future financial investors. Stay tuned for developments in this story as it unfolds.